Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between OrcWorker versus TU here on Secret Valley. You are not watching this replay. If you're expecting a Warcraft or a StarCraft 2 replay, I'm sorry, this is a Warcraft 3 replay. Finally had the time to try and find a decent Warcraft 3 game that wasn't an hour long and cast it for you guys. We have TU spawning as the purple Undead player on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have OrcWorker spawning as the yellow orc on the bottom left hand side of the map. We should be getting in a barracks now in the production, so we are going to be going Altar of Storms, Orc Burrow, followed by that barracks. Meanwhile, coming in from TU, we are getting a Ziggurat now. It looks like a Altar of Darkness followed by a Crypt, so this most likely means that it will be ghouls. So yeah, ghouls here on Secret Valley. Secret Valley, one of the pretty standard maps in the Blizzard map pool. There are only 2 expansion locations, but then again, expansions are really not that common on Warcraft 3 just because of the income tax system. If you are not familiar with Warcraft 3, the higher your food count goes, the less gold you mine per trip, or per less gold you mine per minute, as you are essentially taxed on the gold before it even reaches your Great Hall or your Necropolis, or when you're hunting that gold mine. We are going into a Blade Master, getting up that second Orc Burrow. Meanwhile, we should be getting a Death Knight now. Yes, it will be a Death Knight, so a Death Knight spawning in. So it's going to be Death Knight, I guess Arthas versus... actually, I don't know a hero, a Blade Master. I was going to say Thrall for a second, but he is a Shaman, or a Farseer, essentially. So, yeah, I don't know a hero Blade Master. Sorry, my World of Warcraft hero lore just not that well known, as a peon now slowly makes its way back. Not quite sure where he went to scout, as we are now getting an Acolyte over here. Now, one of the key things about Warcraft 3 is that you have these heroes that you are trying to level, and if you are not familiar with Warcraft 3, I suggest a lot of you out there, StarCraft 2 fans, get familiar with it, as you will be playing Heart of the Swarm, and Kerrigan is essentially a hero unit in Heart of the Swarm, at least during the campaign. We are now moving out with this one Death Knight. That Death Knight moving out with the Rotted Necromancy will have some items, as it looks as though this one Grunt now trying to pull away, taking some damage from that Death Knight. It does have a lot of hit points to absorb. One of the benefiting factors, though, is that the Blade are these Fountains of Health. Fountains of Health greatly benefit the Blade Master, as it is able to creep out these creep camps rather quickly, pick up some nice items, and then windwalk away while still getting more and more, or slowly regenerating those hit points. It looks like this Acolyte may get taken down, yeah, by a windwalk strike. Down it goes. 40 bonus damage for breaking windwalk and dealing damage. Back over here, we can see that the Blade Master still wandering around, essentially now also selling off that Scroll of Town portal, buying a Circlet of Nobility, so already making his way to trying to get that all-powerful power 6 on that Blade Master, plus 2 agility, plus 2 intelligence, plus 2 strength. The bonus from the critical damage strike, and also having a little bit more mana in order to windwalk, always very, very helpful. The Death Knight now just essentially at this stage trying to find the Blade Master, trying to prevent him from creeping. If he is able to creep without being stopped, then the Blade Master can get very, very strong, and the Death Knight may sometimes sit at level 3, but as soon as the Death Knight comes alongside with that Lich at tier 2 and then moves out with his army, he will become much, much stronger as well. The Death Knight does have Dust of Appearance in order to reveal that Blade Master there. The Blade Master now sitting at level 1 now, also buying a Boots of Speed, and now windwalking after that Death Knight. The Death Knight, not really much he can do at all. I believe a tome was picked up there. Not quite sure which one, as I do not remember every single hero level. Windwalk about to break. The Grunts may try to continue to creep off of this creep camp in just a moment. The Blade Master going to be heading down there as well. So the Grunts are going to be able to regenerate a lot of hit points, as we are now going to get a surround on the Null Warden. Null Warden taking a fair amount of damage, and now down it goes, and another Circlet of Nobility being left behind, as the OrcWorker and Blade Master are going to pick it up, now dealing plus 4 bonus damage and trying to creep out the rest of this. Yes, it is very, very nice items for OrcWorker. Thank you, Prod D3Xter. Don't know quite how to say that name, as we are now going into Crypt Fiends. So I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, Crypt Fiends. I'm now joining in the army, as we are now going into a Potion of Invulnerability. That is going to be a very nice item for the Death Knight, as the Death Knight with Potion of Lesser or Invulnerability will be able to tank a lot more damage. And now Death Coiling in order to wake up the Ogre Magi. This is not something I normally see. Usually the Death Knight tries to just Death Coil against all of those Crypt Fiends. As another item picked up, Scroll of the Beast, that may just be sold. That is, it is a very, very expensive item, but doesn't really benefit all that much. And the Crypt Fiend now taking even more damage as the Blade Master now tries to come in, as we are now almost up to tier 2. A Nerubian Tower is now being upgraded as well. That is essentially an ice tower, as the ghouls are now attempting to run away. The Halls of the Dead needs to be repaired, and rather quickly. It is now going to get done in time, and is going to start trying to slow tower the rest of these buildings. Another tower going to be coming in, as well as the Death Knight just hanging around over here. He should be able to regenerate a lot of hit points off of that Fountain of Health. And are we getting the web upgrade? I am not sure. And now quickly upgrading to tier 3. So a quick tech to tier 3 for Black Citadel. Obviously, the Orb of Corruption is wanted. Destroyers are very, very common in an Orc versus Undead matchup, as the Death Knight now sitting at level 2. The items have pretty much already been taken down. The only real item that can be dropped down is by that Red Drake, but no real way for the Death Knight and the Crypt Fiend to take it down unless web is researched. OrcWorker also doing creeping as well, so both sides deciding to kill units, deciding to kill creep away from each other before they really engage and try to deal battle to one another. When you are in fact... when you are trying to creep, you do get the benefit of additional gold that is being left behind by these creeps as well. You can see Dust of Appearance, making sure that there's not going to be any kill steal there, as a Talisman of Evasion now picked up. Shadow Hunter quickly comes over, throws over a glaive, and this may be a little bit of an issue, as the Death Knight does have a Scroll of Town Portal, but he doesn't want to really engage at this point. A quick Death Coil to save that Crypt Fiend. That Crypt Fiend should be able to survive. Yeah, it will be able to survive, returning all the way home. And now we are getting a Lich, getting some Frost Armor as well. So Frost Armor as that level 1 skill, a very common tactic coming in from Undead players to make sure that the Blade Master is unable to Windwalk Strike and take down a Crypt Fiend that easily. Frost Armor gives +3 additional armor, reducing the damage by 15%. On top of that, it does slow the attacker, both in movement speed and attack. So one of the strong benefits there. The Blade Master, one of the reasons why he is in fact so strong is his fast movement speed and his quick attack rate with high damage, but that Frost Armor pretty much nullifies all 3 of those benefits. The Shadow Hunter now getting to level 2, and perhaps will get to level 3 as well. Level 3 Shadow Hunter, always very, very strong, as a level 2 healing wave, able to keep up an Undead army for quite a while. You can see one Murloc quickly getting destroyed there, as we are now picking up a Mantle of Intelligence that may get transferred to the Lich, but surprisingly enough, the Lich does not have that Orb of Corruption yet, as the Black Citadel finally being completed. We are now at tier 3, and now continuing the creep once more, both sides battling it out, as the Blade Master trying to give chase will be able to, no, not going to be able to take down that Crypt Fiend, as it does have Frost Armor on it. Now getting slowed down by that Blade Master. We may get a turnaround Death Coil. No turnaround Death Coil, as it is not worth the time and the energy, as the Blade Master may get to level 3 here, trying to finish off the rest of these creeps. And we are also getting a Spirit Walker. So the Spirit Walker for Spirit Link will definitely help, as it will try to just spread damage across all of those units. Down here, we are getting a couple skeletal minions attempting to take down the peons here. The skeletal minions do not deal that much damage. It won't be able to do all too much at all. Blade Master now at level 3. The Shadow Hunter not too far behind, sitting at level 2. Orb of Corruption is now up, as we are getting one Obsidian Statue. The Obsidian Statue going to just heal and provide a lot of energy or mana onto the Death Knight and onto that Lich. So the Lich, both of them are going to be able to perhaps hero nuke out the Blade Master. And now the Obsidian Statue taking a lot of damage, and now Orb of Corruption quickly being used. There's a Dust of Appearance, and now the Blade Master with Windwalk, able to simply pass through those targets, and that Blade Master down to 500 hit points, deciding to back off. Back over here, the skeletal minions once again returning to try to just cause havoc, and will not be able to deal all too much damage once more, but he will be able to at least disrupt the mining for quite some time. And now a Spirit Walker comes over as well, but unable to farm any experience there. We are getting a great haul being placed down at the 9 o'clock position, but it looks like it will get cancelled as the Crypt Fiend taking a bit of damage as well. There is one destroyer in the air, and now level 3 on the Death Knight, level 2 Death Coil most likely coming in, as that Lich still has that frost armor surrounding him, and we'll see what's going to be happening. Absorb mana once again. That destroyer having so much energy, he does not want to try to engage. Whenever you engage a destroyer that has energy, or the mana is able to deal some splash damage and also deal more bonus damage against or to those units here. So 3-3 hero versus 3-1. I don't know if they're being facetious and whether or not it is an even battle or not, but in comes the battle. You can see a bit of damage being dealt already. Dust of Appearance now being used. Both sides battling it out, and in comes the Spirit Walker. Spirit Walker casting a nice Spirit Link, and now some Healing Wave as well, trying to keep the units alive. The Death Knight coming in, and now you can see that the Crypt Fiend is currently taking a lot of damage. The Blade Master using a scroll or a potion of lesser invulnerability. Both sides still fighting back and forth, and I believe this Crypt Fiend may get taken down, and really TU not saving many of his units, and now losing an additional Crypt Fiend there. So this is going really badly for TU as the game now continues. You can see there are a couple lower hit point units, but they are so hard to get focused down. Finally getting one taken down there. The Death Knight down to 135 hit points. Now trying to pull away another Spirit Link and a Death Coil onto the Blade Master. Finally using a Scroll of Town Portal, and the Spirit, the Speed Scroll also being used as well, trying to chase after the rest of those units. If you look at the Undead player, sitting at 44 over 60 food. Meanwhile, OrcWorker sitting at 55 over 60. He is currently in low upkeep, only harvesting 7 gold per bag of minerals, as opposed to haunting 10 gold per mineral here. So it'll be much easier for TU to replace that army, as he essentially is mining, or has a 30% advantage in terms of harvesting. I don't see any destroyers yet, and that's going to be a problem. Sorry, not destroyers, statues. As with no statues, that is going to be a very big issue. The Death Knight now sitting at level 3, finally going after the Null Overseer here. Level 2 on the Lich. There is a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, picking up some items as well. Meanwhile, we have the Blade Master now fighting out against this one Red Drake over here. We do not have any Raiders, only Bat Riders, and one Troll Bat Rider. You can see that these Bat Riders are able to stay alive just because they are staying close to the Fountain of Health, while that was a little bit too far away. Meanwhile, down over here, the Bones are just continuing to cause a lot of harassment, and yeah, we are now getting bone chimes. So the undead vampiric aura now on that Shadow Hunter, and that is going to be so powerful for the Orc. The Orc player essentially getting 15% life regeneration, as more and more skeletal minions continue to put pressure into the gold mine here. So the OrcWorker are having a bit of problems. Those peons just being forced to run inside their burrows and not mine anything at all, as we are now getting a couple of Raiders out. The Death Knight may be able to get some damage here. We are going to perhaps get it in snare. No true damage. Trying to get a Death Coil off onto the Bat Rider. The Bat Rider does get a Frost Nova as well, and now taken down. A peon also getting taken down, as we are now going to finally have a battle here. Blade Master going to engage. There are a couple of destroyers. Ends justify the means, and finally an ensnare coming down. Ensnare onto that one destroyer, down to 93 hit points already. It did deal a decent amount of damage, as another ensnare needs to be coming in. The Troll Berserkers are getting destroyed rather quickly, as another no scrolls of healing. So Crypt Fiends and destroyers just getting destroyed left and right. It looks like those Troll Berserkers doing their job, taking down some of those units, and another healing wave preventing any of the troll headhunters to get destroyed, down to 115 hit points, especially with also that -5 armor. You can now take a look back over here. We are getting some more skeletal minions pushing through once more to try and put more pressure, and OrcWorker has been forced to just constantly repair burrow after burrow. A lot of these peons are now low on hit points, as well as these skeletal minions just causing a very large annoyance inside the base of OrcWorker. You can now see more creeping also coming in. The Blade Master looking to try to creep out this particular creep camp, but the skeletal minions are already making their way down. The raiders are simply going to ignore it as the destroyers, along with one obsidian statue, perhaps try to make a move into the main base here. There are a lot of burrows. The burrows are rather vulnerable as they do only have heavy armor and they take additional bonus damage from the destroyers. And now here we go, straight going after those burrows. The burrows do take a lot of damage and they also give experience. So one burrow already down, another burrow might get taken down, and this is the problem with the Blade Master selling his Scroll of Town portal, getting caught completely out of position. He needs to finally buy it and now engage down over here, but enough damage has been dealt. It looks like, yeah, that last orc burrow will get taken down, and there's a Scroll of Town portal, and in order to do a timely retreat, that Lich looked like it was gonna get taken down, but no, the scroll portal was completed in time, that ability, and now you can see the Death Knight and the Lich, both sides just trying to repair and heal up once again. OrcWorker sitting at 43 over 10 food. He needs to get a lot more gold in order to build those orc burrows, and this would be the perfect opportunity in order to try to press out, as you know your opponent is not going to be able to replenish any of those forces. The only real problem is this is WarCraft 3 and not StarCraft 2, and there is really not that large of an advantage. OrcWorker still has level 4 hero and a level 4 Blade Master, so that is a very, very strong pressure just with those two heroes alone, and all of these skeletal minions are just going to get absolutely destroyed before they even make it to the other side. A quick disenchant, and now level 4 on that Channel Hunter, a little bit closer to level 5. Blade Master does have 130, or has 130 mana. You can see the destroyers over here, both sides replenishing energy and mana, as TU just hoping that these destroyers are going to be enough. I don't see any acolytes yet. No, never mind. An acolyte jumping into a sacrificial pit in order to become a shade. It does have true sight, and will be able to keep track of that Blade Master. Meanwhile, Gloves of Haste, another very strong items, but I believe the Blade Master already has one. It doesn't really need two, as the Shadow Hunter now makes its way out. If you didn't know, the Shadow Hunter's primary attribute is in fact agility. That's probably one of the strangest primary attributes, as the Shadow Hunter is more of a spellcaster hero. But back over here, the Blade Master trying to put in a little bit more damage, unable to do so. We do have one shade over here, still keeping track of that Blade Master, and now it looks like the destroyers are going to be able to finish down that ogre magi very, very quickly. It looks like another troll trapper will get taken down. I believe the ogre magi should just get focused down first, as the ogre magi is the easiest thing to take down and does a decent amount of damage. As finally the rest of the troll berserkers are going to get taken down. Slippers of agility +3 being left behind, and hopefully the Blade Master does not pick that up, as the Blade Master would get +3 attack a little bit faster, and have essentially 0.9 armor. So comments in the channel are pretty funny. Imba items right now, so we'll see what will be happening in just a moment, as the Lich looks like he is trying to creep out this particular creep camp, and the Ogre Lord now finally coming in. The shade is down over here, and this Ogre Lord going to get taken down very quickly, and the Ogre Lord down to 443 hit points, but the main army now coming in from the far side, and you can see TU being very smart, not trying to pursue those creeps, as the Blade Master was watching everything as well. 5 destroyers in the air, 2 statues on the ground. It looks like another destroyer will be growing up as well, as they were trying to absorb some mana, and only 1 destroyer is left now, as these units will be perhaps trying to make a move out, and we can see that the Blade Master being forced to pull away once more. The Lich does have that Orbital Corruption, perhaps going to get some damage, it needs to try to pull all of those creeps away from home, as another Ogre Lord now pulling back in. You can see that there is that one Blade Master there. The Blade Master doesn't see anything that's really happening, or sorry, they don't really see that Blade Master, as that Blade Master is not revealed. And the Ogre Lord now taking even more damage once again, but both sides just playing a game of chicken with each other, trying to figure out who can actually get damage onto these units, and try to level up further without really sacrificing too much. You can see now that that Ogre Lord finally taking some damage there, and now you can see that the Blade, or the Death Knight trying to give chase, the And now in comes the Shadow Hunter, and where is that Blade Master? Blade Master finally arriving to the party, and he does have that Orb of Lightning, or what I like to call that Purge Ball, that essentially stuns units every once in a while. We are going to have the Death Knight and the Lich finally back off, not trying to engage down over here. Perhaps a Dust of Appearance needs to be bought first. And yes, a Dust of Appearance was bought, as selling a Talisman of Evasion as well, as the Blade Master being forced to pull away, as the Destroyers are just in the air, in addition to a Frostworm. A Frostworm dealing a lot of damage and able to slow down these units. I believe a Healing Wave will be coming in to try to save it. No Healing Wave, down it goes. And both sides battling it out. There's the quick ensnare, as both sides are focusing on very, very important units. The Bone Worm already down to 1 hit points. There it goes, as the Blade Master is dangerously low on hit points as well. Both sides engaging, both sides now, one side coughing the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. OrcWorker has a 7-second invulnerable Blade Master there, as the Death Knight continuing to just keep his units alive. The Destroyers don't have that much energy on them, or that much mana or health either, so they are going to fall rather quickly, as there are a lot of Troll Berserkers or Headhunters on the ground. Death Knight keeping those units alive as long as he can, level 4, and finally using that Scroll of Town Portal, perhaps going to be able to take down another Spirit Walker. Yeah, and another Spirit Walker gets taken down, and OrcWorker sitting at 38 over 70. Compared to TU's 51 over 70. TU is in fact supply blocked though, or not supply block, getting taxed right now, 51 over 70, and you never want to get taxed in this game unless you have a very, very strong, or it translates into a very strong army advantage. It currently is not translating that strong, 38 over 70 compared to 51 over 70, over only a 13 food difference. So 13 food really not going to change too much in the grand scheme of things, especially if you have to sacrifice 3 gold every trip in order to do so. You can now have the Death Knight sitting at level 4, and we are now having the Lich sitting at level 3. The Lich may be able to upgrade, level to level 4 there, so we may get mana pact or mana ritual in order to get more Frost Novas off. We are getting fortified burrows, so those Orc burrows now have fortified armor as opposed to heavy armor, meaning that Destroyers cannot take them down nearly as quickly. Level 5 Shadow Hunter, level 4 Blade Master, almost level 5, as all the creeps on the map have now been cleaned up. There's nowhere left that the Blade Master can go in order to try to get to level 5, unless by engaging the main army. Down over, oh, never mind, spoke too soon. Ogre Lord, there is this one Ogre Lord down over here. This Ogre Lord gonna get taken down rather quickly, and now we have a Medallion of Courage, which I believe is +4 intelligence and +4 strength. A Tome of Experience also being left behind as well, so the Death Knight may be able to get to level 5, and that would be absolutely huge. Getting to level 5 on the Death Knight, there it is. Level 3 Death Coil, healing 600 hit points, and now what I thought was a strong advantage for OrcWorker has now become a pretty even game. Level 5, level 4 compared to level 4, level 5, level 5. You can also see what some items were sold once more, and now the units are making their way out. Just pushing out with a very strong army, and this game is not yet over. Level 5 on that Death Knight, level 4 on that, or no, sorry, level 4 on that Lich against a level 5 Blade Master, level 5 Lich, and here comes the battle. There is a shade down over here. You can see that the Shadow Hunter taking a fair bit of damage already. The Bat Riders quickly suiciding themselves into a Bone Worm, and the Frost Worm just completely getting destroyed there. In comes the Blade Master as well. The Blade Master does have that Orb of Lightning, able to focus down and deal a lot of damage against. Oh, the Shadow Hunter able to escape away at 31 hit points, and that has got to be just an unlucky move by TU. TU getting very, very lucky in this battle so far, or unlucky in this battle so far, as you can see that the Shadow Hunter has cast some healing waves once again, and now it looks like the Shadow Hunter will finally get taken down. Down it goes, but not after a Hex. It goes down first onto the Death Knight. Death Knight sitting at 249. That was a bad focus there, as we can see another destroyer getting taken down, and it looks like this Death Knight desperately needs to attempt to run away from that Blade Master. That Blade Master, oh, getting off one hit already. Is going to be able to get off enough? No, there was, I believe, Frost Armor now being cast as well. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being cast as well. Dust of Appearance. The Death Knight healing up the Lich back up to full, and both sides really need to re-engage at this point, as the Death Knight using the benefits of the Fountain of Health in order to stay alive, and getting more damage onto the back of that Blade Master. Blade Master deciding to finally pull off and run back over here. No gold left at this gold mine, so it will be forced to just try to mine forest or cut lumber instead. Meanwhile, back here, we are seeing a very small number of destroyers. Food count 35 over 70 compared to 36 over 80. Both sides very low on their food, and apparently Orc is 18. I have no idea what that means. We have the Haunted Gold Mine over here, haunting away, trying to get as strong of an economy as possible. The main gold mine has already been mined out. Both players running off of one base. 5 peons over on this gold mine now, as the Blade Master just running in and getting a lot of damage onto those acolytes. 3 of the 5 acolytes are already down. This will make it 4. And I believe one more will just round it off, and prime number, as the Blade Master is still just trying to keep the pressure on. You can see that the Blade Master is once again down to 806 hit points, but able to walk away and escape. At this stage in the game, you can see TU is essentially still trying the same strategy over and over again. I don't know how successful that really will be for him, as the Blade Master almost going to get to level 6. Blade Master at level 6 with that Blade Storm ability, or the Big Bad Voodoo coming in from the Shadow Hunter. Both are going to be able to deal a lot of damage, or be very effective. Shadow Hunter preventing a lot of damage. And if you can get the Shadow Hunter very well protected so that nothing can stop him from channeling, his ability is almost a GG in and of itself. We can see now another engagement happening in the center. It looks like the Troll Headhunters first thing to go down. One Headhunter already down, looking to get another Headhunter in just a moment. The Death Knight needs the Death Coil, the Frostworm, otherwise it will get focused out in just an instant. And it looks like he doesn't care. Oh, a very late healing wave just in time. Level 6 on the Blade Master. And that was absolutely lucky, as the Death Knight never got off the necessary Death Coil onto that Blade Master. Blade Master now surviving at a mere 200 hit points, when a Death Coil, I believe, would have taken it down. Level 4 on the Lich. We should be getting level 5 in just a moment as well. Level 5 on a Lich means that we are going to be getting Frost Nova level 3 variation, and that means a lot of damage to be had. The Bat Riders quickly trying to come in, trying to suicide their way, and now only one Bat Rider left, but the Blade Master has been taken down. I was just completely surprised by that. I'm not sure what OrcWorker was really thinking with that suicide move. Didn't walk away, wasn't very careful, and now he is in a world of hurt. There are still some acolytes here. No acolytes sitting here, so both players just running off of what they got, as the poor Troll Berserker will get taken down. Oh, wait for it. Yeah, there it goes. Finally taken down. And we have a pure hero advantage coming in from TU. TU with a level 5 combination. Blade Master nowhere near completed. It's going to be about another 90 seconds or so until that is done. And now the Shadow Hunter just trying to run away, but a Death Coil may be able to finish it off. And I'm going to have to give this game to TU. There's not much really that OrcWorker can do anymore. Yeah, so yeah, seems like you use Mana Heal. So yeah, just Mana Heal, the ability to constantly throw down a lot of Frost Novas and also a lot of Death Coils. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between OrcWorker and TU here on Secret Valley.